Defining intestate succession. When someone dies without a valid will, they're considered to have died intestate. That means California law decides how their estate is divided. These laws prioritize inheritance by family relationship: spouses, children, parents, siblings, and so on. Now, let's get familiar with some important terms. Here are the terms you'll see throughout this process. Issue. This refers to a person's direct descendants: children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and so on. Degree. This shows how closely someone is related to the deceased. Children are considered the first degree, grandchildren the second degree, and so on. Siblings. California law includes half-siblings, as long as they share one biological or legal parent with the deceased. Per stirpes. This is a legal term that means by the branch. It ensures that each branch of a family inherits an equal share. If a child of the deceased has passed away, their share goes to their children. Predeceased spouse. A spouse who died before their spouse. Now, what if the person was married or in a domestic partnership at the time of death? 1. If no children or issue, parent or sibling, or issue of deceased sibling, then the property goes to all the spouse or domestic partner. 2. If there's one child or children of one deceased child, then the property is split: 1/2 to the spouse or partner, 1/2 to the children or issue of deceased children. 3. If there's more than one child, plus issue of one or more deceased children, then 1/3 of the property goes to the surviving spouse, then 2/3 to children or issue of deceased children. 4. If there are no children or their issue but parents are survive, 1/2 goes to the spouse, then 1/2 to the parents. 5. If no children or their issue, no parents but siblings or issue deceased siblings, like nieces, nephews, then 1/2 to the spouse or domestic partner, 1/2 to the issue of a parent that is sibling or issue of deceased siblings. So in short, with regular community property, the deceased's 50% may go to their heirs and must go through probate court. With community property with right of survivorship, the entire property goes to the surviving spouse. Next, what if the person was single or not in a domestic partnership at the time of death? In this case, the estate passes down through a strict family order. First, to the person's children or their descendants. Second, if no children or grandchildren, then it goes to their parents. Third, if no children or living parents but issue of parents such as siblings or issue of deceased siblings, then the property goes to the issue of the parents, which means siblings or issue of deceased siblings. Fourth, if none of children, parent, or issue of parents survive, but more grandparents or issue of grandparents, aunts, uncle, or cousins of decedent, then the estate goes to grandparents or their descendants, aunts, uncles, and cousins. Fifth, if none of the children, parent, or issue of parent, or grandparent, or issue of grandparent survive, but spouse or domestic partner with children, parents, or issue of parent surviving, then for real property attributable to the decedents of predeceased spouse, partner, who died with 15 years or less. For personal property attributable to the descendants' predeceased spouse, partner, who died within 5 years or less, goes to issue of surviving spouse, partner, or, if none, goes to surviving spouse, partner's parents, or, if none, then goes to surviving issue of deceased parents of spouse, partner. Sixth, if no one qualifies under any of those categories, then the estate goes to the next of kin. And if there's truly no next of kin, the estate goes to the state of California. So, what's the takeaway? If you die without a will in California, the law chooses your heirs. Spouses, children, and close relatives inherit based on a fixed order. But without clear instructions, your true wishes may not be honored. That's why it's so important to plan ahead, especially if you want to protect your loved ones, avoid legal costs, and make sure everything is handled the way you intended. Thanks for watching. Hope you have more understanding for the estate's distribution works. See you on the next video.